There's a profound stillness in the air on any given morning here in Surry, Maine, at the site of the former Surry Opera Company. What was once a farm, Zen studio, and music venue is now a popular rental site for tourists. However, this farm is far from done fostering international connection through music.
My first experience at the barn was when Walter Nowak was there with his Russian dancers and Russian musicians. And having just moved in here and moved to Surry, I was in shock because I never thought I'd walk into a very well put together barn and find Russians dancing, singing, and playing the piano. As it turned out, he had been doing this year after year, and he was kind enough to them where he would visit Russia and exchange the gifts of music.
People would hear about him because of his studies, Zen studies. So he began to attract students to see if he could bring peoples of the earth together by singing together. Thus he would gather people together in the barn on Sunday afternoons, and he would play his piano and beautiful, the Schubert and the Beethoven. And he was dressed in just worker jeans that needed to be put in the washing machine, a flapping checked shirt, with a rusty bucket in his hand, and he came out of one of the buildings that looked like it was falling down, and he had the most amazingly beautiful smile on his face that could just erase everything.
It was a gift, a huge gift as music people, to land in the lap of someone who's as incredibly talented as he was. Not only did I sing in the chorus, I got a chance to sing ensembles. My husband did lead roles. My children sang in the chorus and traveled, to Russia. I used to leave here. We'd come down, we'd sing an opera, and I'd walk back up the road to my house, and I'd walk in my drive, and I'd start giggling. Who in the world would ever have dreamed that I would be here in Surry, Maine, singing opera down the road? I mean, just incredible.
Walter may not be with us today, but his vision of connecting cultures through music lives on. Today, Alan Wittenberg, a former mentee of Walter, runs Surry Arts and Events at the Barn. Each year, performers from within the community and around the world sing, dance, perform, and share their art with audiences.
I am not Walter Nowak, but I'm Alan, and I have a vision too. From the beginning, I've decided to expand the genres of offerings. So it's not only classical music, but we have a jazz series, a singer-songwriter series, we had a film series, we had a blues series, we had a New York City theater company come up and do vignettes of Shakespeare plays. So I feel like we pushed the envelope in new directions. Also, it's a new era. It's not quite the same as it was in the 1980s and 1990s.
Well, I think the barn and Alan is very inclusive. He has always wanted to bring people, music, works from other sources, not only local but international, and we have seen that at the barn. It's a place where everybody is welcome. There is no exclusion of any kind, and I love it.
I remember sitting with one of my grandsons, who was 3 at the time, and we were listening to Schubert's Winterreise, and my little grandson, 3, was just sitting like that, just fascinated. And it's that presentation of the heart. That's what the music is. And if it's, that's what you're coming for. And anything is like that. Any performance. It can be the simplest thing. If somebody presents it with their heart, you have people's attention.
Playing here at Surry Arts and Events is really special for performers. It's such a unique location. It's such a beautiful old facility, and yet it has pretty much anything a small band or people who are playing classical music could have.
The acoustics in here are supreme. It's one of the best acoustic venues I think I've ever played in. It's warm, and what occurred to me was that every note of music that's been played in here over all those years is part of the molecular structure of this barn. It's gone into the wood in this barn.
From season to season, the barn continues to evolve. Those who knew Walter honor his legacy, yet add new genres of music and performance styles all the time. The Arts Barn remains a critical component of the Surry community, and it is far from done growing.
I see lots of potential in the barn. I'd like to involve children more, like with a youth program. There's the possibility of doing some kind of residencies. There's the possibilities of doing more spoken word and theatrical production. We've had some great art auctions in the barn. I see lots of things. Ideas are not my problem.